Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this morning. Got a big show lined up, but first our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin Highway 77. I always go by there and check out all the various programs they have. We've got a great welding class, a great nursing class, all kind of stuff over there. So check them out at vocational school. Now, a high today, 83, low 67, and water temperature is 77. So it's getting on down there. Going 2 days ago, 77. Yesterday, 79. Now today, back down to 77. I know some of y'all wonder why I harp on this so much. It's just so important this time of year to follow that water temperature, because if you follow that water temperature, you're going to find those fish migrating, I can promise you. So take a look at our river readings brought to us by Watson's Landing Marina and Dry Storage. We talked about that yesterday. What a great place to take your boat and store it up and keep it brand new and clean and use it anytime you want to. It's Apalachicola, Bluntstown, 5.4. We had that little bump in it last week. That was interesting, but sort of leveling off. And also the Choctawhatchee at Caryville, it's at a 5.4. We got exact readings on both rivers, 5.4, and both of them behaving about the same. They're sort of leveling off, and it looks like a really good weekend to be getting on the river. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Their motto is when caring counts, and you're looking at a high tide at 7:47. Today's Thursday, October the 8th. Not much tidal flow, got a 0.6 foot range. A low tide this evening at 4:26. Okay, the marine forecast east northeast at about 5 to 10. Not a lot of movement in the air. It should be a 0% chance of rain. Should be a beautiful fall day like we expect in October. So enjoy it while we can, and let's go ahead and take this break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to this segment of Panhandle Outdoors. I'm glad to hear this morning on the phone we have Captain Kim from Sea Quarters Marina. She's always so good about giving us really good reports down there at Sea Quarters down in Caryville. Good morning, Captain Kim.
Good morning, Mr. Chester. Nice to have you with us here this great morning. I see the sun peeking out already.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's beautiful. Tell us what's going on down there.
Well, we got all kinds of action. We've got a bunch of the guys go upriver, and we've got plenty of crickets and worms, and the brim have been bigger than a frying pan. We've got some commercial folks going out, and they've been catching their limit. So everybody's been doing real good. Lots of sea bass action, Spanish mackerel right beside the river here.
Okay, there's a Spanish mackerel. They've worked their way up there around that river, huh?
Yeah, just right outside the mouth of the river, and they've been doing real good with that.
Oh, that sounds good. What are some things they're catching them on?
Just our regular spoons, pretty much the gold spoons, and then we've got some silver spoons with beads on them, and they've been real hot. Okay.
Let me ask you this. Are they catching them outside of Dog Island and St. George Island, too?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, most definitely. Just all the way in the bay here, and the sea bass have been right outside the mouth of the river towards the pass.
Okay.
So they're a little further out, but it's been pretty hot here in Caryville.
That sounds good. Let me ask you, we're planning on coming down Saturday. I'm going to meet Tony Bass down there. We're going to come down there and catch us a good mess of fish. Now, we're looking forward to seeing y'all.
Outstanding. Look forward to seeing you, too. We'll put some good lures aside for you.
Okay. One more question now. What's the red tide doing down in your area?
Oh, it's not so bad at all. I think with that north wind, it's been blowing it right back out, so we've been pretty lucky.
Okay, that sounds real good. And so Miller's been catching him some grouper last week, huh?
Yeah, he sure did. They were so tired when they came in. They got their limit. Like I said, I think they're going out again this morning.
All right. Well, that sounds good. Thank you so much, Captain Kim.
You betcha. Have a great weekend, Mr. Chester. Nice to hear from you.
All right. I'll see you all Saturday. All right.
You bet. Bye-bye.
All right. That's a good report from down there. I love going fishing down in that area, that eastern viewing area. She said Miller and them really been doing well on that grouper. And of course, now speaking of grouper, now the red grouper is closed today. We've reached our quota of 1,700,000 pounds of red grouper. I didn't catch that many of them, but a lot of folks must have. I also wanted to mention, they're talking about a red tide. Now, that's something we just don't have any control over. I get reports from people. I got reports on the west end, and I had a pier, and I talked to the pier Tuesday. We had a pier report, and they said last Friday that red tide with all that north wind has sort of moved out. They haven't had any problems. You heard Kim talking about down in Carabel now, but I understand from all my reports that Apalachicola Bay, that area, the oystermen down there, they've been hit pretty hard, and they just haven't had a chance. It's been closed because of red tide, and hopefully it'll clear on out of here as soon as we can. But the reports I have, when I looked at a picture, the last report that came in on October the 2nd, it still had that red dot on Apalachicola Bay. So it still looks bad in that area. But so if y'all have any reports or something you want to share with us, let us know. But just be aware of it, and it's something we don't have any control over. Okay. Now speaking of seasons, talking about grouper season going out. Let's go from the water to the woods. Let's talk about squirrel season. Billy called me yesterday, one of our viewers, and said he was straightening me out about this season. Now I mentioned last week the squirrel season opens statewide October the 10th, and that is true. But now that's on private land, and most of us squirrel hunt in a management area, and that's always like the weekend before Thanksgiving. I think this year it's going to be like November the 14th, maybe a week or two before Thanksgiving, and that's on the management area. So that's when all the big camping trips are taking place on the river, and a lot of folks are getting ready to go. Take 2 or 3 days off and just go to the river. It's a family tradition, or family and friend tradition all along here in the Panhandle. So be aware of that. You're going to squirrel season opens. You can shoot them in the backyard on October 10th, but not on management areas. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about too, pompano. I was just tickled this year with the pompano report, because I honestly believe we nailed it. Last week, if you watched Friday's fishing report, we were saying there were some scattered reports. They were starting to catch some pompano on the west end. We got some reports over there from the Sandestin area. Then we got some over there off 30A. They were catching some there at the end of the road there, where that little path goes down. If y'all old timers know what I'm talking about, the old sandy path. And then I understand they started catching some on the west end. And then we talked to the pier Tuesday morning of this week, and he said over the weekend they were catching some pompano. So that was the western end of our viewing area. That's that migration we've talked about, and we had predicted it just as soon as that water temperature started dropping down, get into that first week of October, it's going to happen. So here's what I'm predicting. I'm going to do the report tomorrow, but I just want to give a report on what's been going on with the pompano, because I've been really tickled about it. They're catching some nice ones. I understand now on the west end, they're catching them on a daily basis, some big ones. I got an email this morning, I was reading at breakfast. Bill Angevine fishes the city pier every day. He said they were not really catching that many, and they were on the small side. But the report I got Tuesday also from guys that work there, that they are catching them. That's the big thing. And so that migration has started. Now down over at St. George Island, Cape San Blas, that area really has not turned on yet, but as we speak, they're going to be starting. They're going to start catching them. Today's Thursday. This weekend there'll be some caught down there. I feel like the St. Andrews State Park Pier be a great place to go this weekend. So pompano is really starting their fall migration, and it really looks good there, and it's going to work our way on down. From our western end of our viewing area, all the folks down the eastern end. People ask how long does that pompano run last? Generally 2 to 3 weeks in one area. 2 to 3 weeks. So many variables like the weather condition, the surf condition, where's that food going to be? And again, I'd recommend fish bites. That's one of the best baits we can use now. Sand fleas or fish bites. We're going to talk a lot more about this tomorrow in the fishing report. I just want to mention about pompano because I feel real good about us being right on top of it here at Panhandle Outdoors. And thanks to you, our viewers, for keeping us informed on it. All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us as always this morning. I want to mention Sunjammers having a big tackle sale. Check them out on Highway 79. I don't know how much tackle he's got down in St. Andrew, but I do know he's having a huge tackle sale. He'll be on next week, but a lot of stuff may be bought by then, so I want to tell you ahead of time, big tackle sale there. A couple of pictures, just 2 or 3 I want to look at. Check out this one. This is how a lot of our wives look at us as fishermen. We can't load a dishwasher. We can't remember trash day, but we can keep all our fishing lures perfectly organized. Does that fit the bill for some of us? That's funny to me. Okay, check this out. Here local, right here in Panama City, we have a company that can do this. Sea Deck. Willow and run C-Deck over there off 23rd Street and behind Money Miser Pawn Shop. And they're not a good looking. They put this decking, the C-decking on a boat, and it just brings out. If you got an older boat or a brand new boat, you know, he showed this picture. I said, I told him I want to show this on the show because this is the work they do every day over there. Local people doing really good quality work. And it's so. The most important thing to me is if you fish a long time, it's so comfortable and it holds. You know, it supports your feet and gives them cushion there walking around those old hard bottom boats. And check them out. It's C-Deck Marine there. Okay, they're one of our sponsors. You've seen them. Okay, now don't forget over here on 30A, Stinky's fish place over there. Stinky's, they call it Fish Camp. I love that. October 4th to November 15th. This is like a month-long tournament. Check them out over there and see what you need to do to enter that. But you can see catch some nice fish. Okay. Also, put it on your calendar now. The first weekend of November, at Sunjammers, we're going to have the 8th annual. Man, it don't seem like we've been doing it that long. The 2015 Elizabeth Bardolph Memorial Redfish Tournament. And as you know, this money all goes back to our community for kids to learn how to swim. And it's a $35 entry fee. You know, even if you don't fish it, you'll just go to make a donation. That's just a wonderful, wonderful tournament they have. And last couple of years, Sunjammer's been hosting. It was up in Lynn Haven for quite a bit. So go ahead and enter this and support it if you can. Good morning, Matt Fender. All right, this is Matt and a little puppy here. People say, why you put him on? I'm going to tell you why I put Matt Fender on, because he posted on Facebook. I know you can't read this, but he posted this. He said, nice to be home. One of my favorite things in the morning is watching Panhandle Outdoors with Coach Winston Chester. He posted a picture of me a couple of days ago, so I'm going to pay you back, Matt. I appreciate you getting up there, and glad you're back home. I know you do a lot of work out of town and all, but Matt Fender, one of our loyal viewers here, okay? Now, we're going to give away these 2 tickets here. This is going to be for the Highland Park Baptist Wild Beast Feast. So don't call me till after the show. And there's a couple of tickets. And it's going to be next Tuesday night, October the 13th, I believe we have here. Is that the right date on it? Anyway, next Tuesday night. And it's going to start, it'll be 3 segments, 5 o'clock segment, the eating at 6, and then the speaker at 7. And man, they give away some nice prizes. I mean, I'm talking about guns and all, but I'm going to have Bill Dozier come on tomorrow and talk about it. We're going to go and start giving away some tickets. So here are 2 tickets here. Call me after the show. First one to call me, I'll get you these 2 tickets and meet you there. You can pick them up here at the TV station. Okay? Now, we're right in between the time. Late summer fishing, you know, in the midsummer and surf fishing, you get a lot of catfish and a lot of trash fish. I don't do a lot of surf fishing, but late summer, early fall, I sort of get warmed up and get ready for this fall run. So a lot of times it's a good idea. I took Matt and McKenzie with me, and I just got you know, make sure my poles are all set up, which they are, but I like to change things around. And so we just playing around. And this time of year now, right before this Pompano run, you're going to catch bluefish, you're going to catch ladyfish, you might catch some Spanish, catch a little bit of everything if it's really pretty weather. So we're going to run this video, and then we'll be back after this video. Really, it's called pre-fall fishing. All right, Jeff. one tip up. You're doing good. Come off on that. Tangle up. Look at you. Get some. I'll take you on.
I'll hold it.
We got into these ladyfish, skipjack, one-man tarpon. Got Maddie McKenzie fishing with me today, and Maddie's baiting them up. We're using these fish strips. We're doing a little experiment. Doing orange on top, doing green in the middle, and doing pink on the bottom. Now right now, Maddie's like tied up pretty well in there, hitting the green and the pink. Beautiful day. We got a wind coming out of northeast, so that means on the Cape we have the wind sort of behind our back, so it's pretty calm out here. But I guarantee you, it's going about 15. I got some Tony and those other boys out fishing. And the Lady J, I know they're having a tough time with they're probably 6-foot seas out there. All right, baby, got it?
Yeah.
All right, you hold the camera. I'm gonna throw it out. You got something? Is it wiggling? All right, welcome back. Hope you enjoy that. That's sort of just called playing around fishing, and so, in between that run, I'm gonna get serious the next couple of weeks down there off the Cape San Blas area. I know some boys on the west end are already serious about it, doing really well on the pumping on the west end, and supposedly at the Pier 2, and it'd be interesting to see this weekend what happens in San Andreas State Park. Let's take a look at our fishing game forecast, brought to us by Mark Coward of Counts Real Estate. Mark and Michael got a big top 10 finish this past weekend. Congratulations on that. Our time this morning, 9:30 to 11:30 exactly. Those 2 hours going to coincide with high tide. And then this evening from 9:51 to 11:51. So keep that in mind as you, I've been waiting for some flounder reports. A lot of floundermen are some of the most secretive fishermen of all, and also the giggers. But I do know that they're catching some flounders over at Crooked Island, and also around St. Andrews State Park, they've caught some. So flounder fishing is starting to get in full scale. All right, check out this Panama City Fishing Club having a tournament. It's sort of an offshore tournament. You see the species there. It's going to be next weekend. So join that Panama City Fishing Club. Bubba Hart and those guys are in it. They meet once a month, and a good group of guys. And hopefully I'm going to get up there to the meeting one day and get a visit with them. Now I've been following this up. Actually it's going to be grouper, mahi, wahoo, and tuna, and that's going to be some good eating no matter what. But a good tournament they're going to be having. That's coming up the 17th and 18th next weekend. Now I have a trip planned to the Southeastern Outdoor Press Association coming up also, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. The October calendar, I don't have time to get into it. I had it laid out here. I was going to talk about the October calendar, and you saw the fishing tournaments, but also different things going on in October. We talked about what a beautiful month in the Florida Panhandle. So hopefully you got your calendar set up. Hopefully you're doing something every weekend, because it's going to be really nice. I did, again, not to belabor the point, I did have my notes here on the fall pompano run. These are reports to me. The water temperature, once it starts going from like 79, once it hits 79, 78, that's when it happens. And we're going to talk more about this on tomorrow's fishing report. Also, we're going to give away some more tickets tomorrow for the Highland Park Wild Beast Feast. Got to wrap it up for today. Thank you, folks, for watching our show. Always support our sponsor. You do something good for your fellow man today. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.